Hey, how's it going everyone, and welcome back. So, Bungie have just released a new trailer for Destiny 2 for the competitive multiplayer, and this thing is action-packed. I love this trailer. If you haven't seen it yet, there will be a link in the description to the full thing, but in this video, I'm just going to go over it real quick because there's a lot of stuff in here. There's all sorts of new armor, weapons, maps, all sorts of little details that I want to go over. So, let's get into this. So, in the opening shot here, we see both our teams are ready to clash. And I just want to point out the armor sets here, like, these look sick. I love the aesthetic of these armor sets. Especially this blue titan on the left, and on the right side there's another blue titan that's wearing future Warcult armor. Next we get a glimpse of this hunter firing a rocket launcher, and I want to point this out because, if you notice, the rocket launcher is yellow, and actually it looks almost identical to the Trials of Osiris rocket launcher from Destiny 1, so this could potentially be a Trials of Osiris or Trials of the Nine or whatever it's going to be called in Destiny 2. This could be a weapon from that, unless it just happens to be a rocket launcher that's just coincidentally yellow. Then here we see this titan wielding a sword slice this warlock. Now at first I thought the rocket launcher, the design of the rocket launcher, could have been an exotic, but then as soon as the warlock dies and drops the rocket launcher, you can see it a bit more clearly, and it's actually just the design on the side of the weapon. It's actually just a Soros rocket launcher. Then we get a really good look at this titan wearing dead orbit armor about to snipe another player, and this armor looks so cool. I love the aesthetic of this. As I said, I love a lot of the styles that we've seen in Destiny 2 so far. Then here we have yet another titan armor set. The helmet on this one looks really cool as well. It kind of looks almost like some kind of visor. Then we see a hunter wielding the exotic rocket launcher Dubious Volley. He then proceeds to take out these three players with one barrage. Then we get to see this hunter wielding a new exotic that was previously only teased in one of the first few trailers, and this thing, what can I say, it just looks insane. It appears to be a void weapon that creates some kind of concussive blast, and it takes out all these three players in one blast. I don't know what this weapon could be considered as, but whatever the case, this is something completely different than any other weapon we've seen before in Destiny. Next we see another exotic that was hinted at in one of the first few trailers. This is a shotgun and it appears to do arc damage, and I have a feeling that this shotgun actually is supposed to be based off Cabal weaponry because it kind of fits in with that same aesthetic and it looks similar to a lot of the weapons that we saw the Cabal wielding in the Destiny 2 beta. Now this map right here appears to take place on some kind of Cabal base or possibly a drill site or something, some kind of Cabal installation set in the European Dead Zone. Then here we see a hunter wielding a hacker sniper rifle before proceeding to wipe out the entire enemy team. Now I think right here I've spotted another exotic. So right before the clip ends, the hunter switches to his other weapon, a hand cannon, and this one looks to be more in the style of a traditional Western revolver. It's definitely got a different kind of style to the other hand cannons, so that's what's making me think that this could be an exotic. But unfortunately we don't get to see any more of this other than these few frames. Next we see this titan going off on the enemy team on a map set on Mercury. Phenomenal! And lastly we see a warlock do the same on another map. Now this map appears to be some kind of fallen base or crashed ship. We can tell because it has the same architecture as Fallen Design, and it looks to be set on Earth because in some of the shots in the background you can see trees and mountains and it just looks like Earth. Then to close it off we see the player wielding the pre-order bonus exotic trace rifle Cold Heart. So that is all for the trailer. Like I said in the beginning, go watch it for yourself. I actually think this might be my favourite trailer so far for Destiny 2. Now, some of you may have realised that I kind of just disappeared over the past week. I haven't really posted a video in over a week. The reason for that is because I felt like I'd just been forcing out content that 12 other YouTubers had already covered, and so I didn't think there was any real point in me making videos on it and covering it. I didn't think anybody would be interested because everybody else had already covered it, and so I just felt like I was forcing out content at that point and I didn't want to do that, so I kind of just stopped, and instead I've just been enjoying some time off before the grind really begins on September 6th. So once Destiny 2 is finally here, I'll of course be back in full swing making videos every day. I will of course be making the odd video between now and then, but for the most part I am just going to be enjoying some free time before the game releases. Now, if for some reason any of you would like to still keep up with me and what I'm doing in my life, you can either go follow me on Twitter in case you aren't already, or go follow me on Instagram where I've been posting a lot more recently, mostly just shit posting and random stuff from my day-to-day life, as well as any Destiny or gaming events that I attend. Anyway, as always, thank you all very much for watching. I do hope that you enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you next time.